the square stop was the first thing that they came up with. Okay.
What do you suppose the temperature is inside there when you get that air going?
Way down in the bottom of the fire is probably around 1800. The metal that I'm going to bring out is going to be about 1500. All right, I'm going to draw this piece out. This is called drawing out. I'm going to put the point on the nail.
Ah, yeah.
Okay, there's a little trick to it. You notice I'm not moving my metal back and forth. So
Right.
what I want to do is get a shoulder on my metal, on my nail, so that this tool right here called a nail hitter will go up on it. See?
Uh-huh.
All right. I'm going to do another one while that one's getting hot. Saying too many irons in the fire comes from what I'm doing.
That's where that expression comes from, huh?
Yeah, too many irons in the fire. They could make about a nail a minute and a half. Out here in the sunlight, this doesn't look like it's all that hot, but it is.
Nah, you can see a glow to it.
Okay, so I'm getting a nice taper on my nail. I try my nail hitter on it, see, and it goes up to my shoulder.
Uh-huh.
Okay, when it gets to my shoulder, what I do is go over here on my hardy, and I put a notch around it. It gets a notch around it, just like that.
Okay.
Then I go back in the fire and heat it, and then I'll break it off and put the head in. While that one's getting hot, I'm gonna do it. This looks pretty easy, but it took me a while to learn this process. This tool I got right here is a nail hitter, and I had to make that. You can't buy them. I had to make the tool to make the nail hitter. All right, now I'm going to break it off. Okay, see, we got a nail in our header.
Right.
Taking the round side of the hammer. I put my nail head on my nail. So that's the way a nail was made 200 years ago. Just exactly like that. One at a time.
You don't waste them.
Don't waste a thing. When I cool it,
It'll shrink down so you can take it
shrinks
out
it
of the hole.
up, yeah. Now I made, to make this nail header, you want a nail?
Sure. Thank you.
To make this nail header, I had to make a square punch, like this, to punch that hole. It's punched in reverse.
Okay.
So when I put the nail in here, it grips it.
Okay.
This was made out of an old railroad spike. If you could still see the head of the
Oh, yeah.
spike. Well, that's a very tough piece of steel. All of these tools here are made for a reason, purpose. This anvil here was developed during the 12th century, 13th century along there. This is called an English pattern anvil, and it had a, probably it's getting hot. But everything on this anvil had a purpose. They didn't make this anvil to look like this just because it looked pretty. This hole right here, the square hole, is called a hardy hole. It held this tool, and this was for punching holes.
What about that end piece? The papered end piece?
This right here.
That's it for horseshoes?
I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you right here. Okay, this is a horn and anvil, and when I want to bend a circle, I'll use a different type of hammer.
All right. And you got different radiuses to work with?
Yes. And if I want to bring this around, I use this side of the hammer. See, tuck that in. That's called a peen. All these words go back hundreds of years. And so there you have it. Made a nice loop. If I want to put it in the center, square it up. I was making a lot of these yesterday. I'm gonna put a twist in it. I'm gonna go back to the nails while let's get it hot. They would have had a blacksmith on site when they built any large building, large plantation house. He would have been on the site. A lot of places in Mount Vernon, Monticello, they have found where the blacksmith shop stood. A lot of this work was done by slaves with an overseer. Nail making was done by slaves a lot. Thomas Jefferson had a thriving nail making business. The soft this material gets now when it gets hot, I'm going to show you how to twist it.
Well, that is blowing now.
Okay, this makes a nice twist, but that just shows you how soft that metal is when it's hot. See what a twist you've got in it.
So now you just need to make a bunch of those. We got a wrought iron fence or something, right?
Now, they didn't have any power tools, any drills, but I can show you real quick how they put a hole in something.
Okay.
With no drill, no power tools, anything. Let me eat a piece of it.
How old is that number 400 blower thing you've got there?
I would say it's early 1900s.
When you quench that, does that harden that steel at all?
Yes, it does.
Does
It
it?
hardens the sun. Yeah. Nail while that piece is getting hot. So I'm going back to the round side of this hammer. See, like I told you, everything's got a purpose. Okay, but that's the way they made it. It took about a minute to a minute and a half to make it.
That's a lot of hammering on a day's work.
Yeah. Yes. You want a nail?
Well, he's got one.
He's got one. Okay. I'm going to show you how to put a hole. How they just say make a piece with a bag and just here a while ago.
You gotta drive it through like that, huh?
Yeah. Okay, now we're taking this called a Pritchell hole. And the thing about this is we didn't lose any metal, you see. See how quick you can make a hole in something? Now, for instance, I need a square hole, no problem. See, you can't do that at home with a modern drill press, a cordless drill, and anything else. If I need a square hole, and these were used quite frequently, see?
Yeah, yeah.
So it was no problem to even though you didn't have electricity in the modern.
Can I get a close-up on that?
Sure.
Let me zoom up real tight on that. All right. Thanks.